What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I am back on the Crew Motorfest because there's something I did want to talk about. As y'all know, the huge update for the game is indeed coming November 6th. With that, we are also going to be getting working mirrors in the quality of life update. But there's actually going to be a catch to that, and players are not seeming to be very happy with it. If you are wondering, you guys will notice right now in the interior of the Porsche here, that yes, the mirrors are going to be very foggy, they don't work, and you can't basically see anything out of them. And players have basically been asking for this pretty much since the launch of this game back in last September. And now it does turn out on November 6th we are now going to have working mirrors, but the catch to it though is it's only going to be on next gen consoles. I do know a lot of players on last gen guys are really looking forward to this, and I was actually pretty surprised seeing a lot of comments on different areas going over it where people were like, wait, we're not going to have full mirrors on PS4 and the last Xbox. And well, it does turn out that is going to be a no. And I was noticing looking at different comment sections in different pages that people are extremely unhappy about this. You are going to notice right now looking at the 300C for example, this is how the mirrors are always going to stay on last gen consoles. I was actually expecting them to maybe make them a tad more visible. If you guys actually look back to the Crew 2, which I'll throw a clip of that game into the background, you are then going to notice that yes, the mirrors kind of work, like yeah, they're not clear, but you can slightly see a few things behind you, or at least being able to see the objects in the mirrors just slightly, even though it's not going to be all that clear in them. This is something everybody was asking for in Motorfest to come out in the newest update. Keep in mind, guys, again, people were asking for this over a year ago when the game did come out, and now we're finally getting working mirrors on just next-gen consoles, finally coming in November. Now, one of the things I did want to talk about with this, though, is going to come down to a different factor. There's going to be another reason why people are not very happy about it. I'm sure a lot of people have been noticing a ton of promotion going on with Motorfest on one specific thing. They haven't really been showing the next update like, yeah, they are showing Maui and stuff, but one of the biggest things I'm seeing on X and also Instagram, I'm sure it's probably going to have more clips on YouTube when they do end up showing it, but that is going to be the enhanced edition of Motorfest on the PS5 Pro. We have basically been seeing this popping up everywhere as like the big promotion type of thing, and a lot of players on last gen are like, wait a minute, not all of us want to spend $700 to have an enhanced version of Motorfest, man. Like, that's a bit crazy. All we wanted was some working mirrors after over a year of the game being out, but does turn out last gen players are not going to get it. And I do know for a fact people are probably going to come through and go, well, Block, maybe people should not have a PS4 anymore. The thing is, maybe they actually like playing on a PS4, maybe they haven't gotten a PS5 yet, and we do know there are still a ton of players on the PlayStation 4 consoles. I think it's like 48% of PlayStation users are still on a PS4, so they're probably going to want to play something like Motorfest or like the Need for Speed games and all that. And I would say having working mirrors on Motorfest is definitely possible for the last gen consoles because other games have done it. Drive Club had working mirrors back in 2014. Now I do know it's like a track-based game, but it still had it looking as good as it did. You could still see the mirrors pretty dang clear. So I do know a lot of players are looking at this going, bro, you're telling me right now we're not getting working mirrors after all of this time on last gen consoles? But no, instead they're actually going to be promoting the PS5 Pro version available on November 7th. Like, I understand it in a way, but it's like, y'all do know a lot of players are not going to be buying a PlayStation 5, and if they are going to be getting a PS5, I'm going to say it right now, they are probably not getting a next-gen console for Motorfest. Like, let's be real, game is going to be fun, but it's not going to be $700 fun, am I right? And what's insane though is I actually remember when this game did come out that players back then were like, yo, can we please get working mirrors in this game? Like, we really need them. The game would be so dope. The thing is, yes, they are adding them, of course, a year later, but it's only once again on next-gen consoles. What do you guys actually think about this? Once again, I do know there's a ton of players still playing on last-gen consoles, so like, why don't they actually get working mirrors? I don't know if it's something that they didn't want to do to it. Maybe they were promoting something else. Maybe they had other things in the works to where they're like, ah, that's not that important. Let's only do next gen. That way we don't have to like fight with the PS4 like the last gen Xbox and how the consoles are with like the power they put out. Who actually knows? But one thing I do know though is people are not extremely happy about this, man, and I do understand it. Like playing the game right now, seeing like the blurry mirrors is definitely pretty odd to me, but I do understand that most players probably don't really play in first person mode, at least I don't think they do. But then again though, I would say a lot of players, at least most of the time, are probably going into third person mode for like the summits or PvP and stuff, and then when they're probably going to be cruising around, which I would say 95% of the time, most people are probably driving around the island, they might actually be in first person mode, so having working mirrors on the island would be kinda dope. The fact that the mirrors in the Crew 2 were going to be more clear on that map size is still going to be absolutely insane to me. Do let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. And that was actually a big reason why I did want to talk about this in a video. I have legitimately been seeing this being talked about in so many different pages, all over the comment sections. People are like, yo, you're telling me right now on last gen I can't use my mirrors even after this update? It's only for next gen? Like, what are y'all doing? Then on top of that, they're also going to be promoting the PlayStation 5 Pro version of the game, which is still incredibly odd to me how they're doing that. But again though, let me know your thoughts on the mirrors not working on the last gen consoles in the big November update. I have a feeling a lot of players that have not seen this are probably going to be fairly disappointed, because I do know for a fact a lot of people were looking forward to this, even though we also do know that post on X was showing that yeah, it's only next gen consoles. But a lot of people are like, bro, what about last gen? And then out of nowhere, we're now going to be getting the promotion of the PlayStation 5 Pro. To be honest, it's definitely a bit weird to me.